Hey, what's up everyone? Vasquedop, this is Val Ramos. In today's DJ tutorial, I want to talk about where to set your cue points as a DJ. So in this tutorial, I'll be using the DDJ 1000 with Rekordbox DJ software, and I will show you my method for setting your cue points within your software program. I will discuss both a structure and then also a color code format, and then I'll also provide you the three overarching types of cue points that I use. Okay, so I'm going to show you what these cue points look like inside the Rekordbox DJ software. So on deck 1, you have my track with 3 tribes, Start Over and Over. So this is a new track that will arrive this Friday, February 19th, 2021. And on deck 2, you have my track, Nobody Else, It's True. So as you can see, I have about 6 or 7 cue points per track. And on both tracks, the first cue point is denoted in red. And that is the initial cue point. So this is where I would use the yellow button on my hardware on the DDJ 1000, and I would press the cue point to label. And as you can see, there's now that yellow triangle right there. So on Nobody Else, the initial cue point is the first beat of the first bar. It is literally the first beat or first transient of the entire song. But on Start Over and Over, my first cue point is actually at bar 4.1. It is actually the first transient of when the vocals come in. Now cue point 2 is where I want that song to be playing exclusively, but not always. In this case with my song Nobody Else, the second cue point is the first beat of the first verse. And in this case, I do want this song to be playing exclusively at this point. But in Start Over and Over, my second cue point is actually just 3 beats later, and this is at the start of bar 5. And so both of these cue points are at the start of bar 5, but where they differ is Nobody Else has a lot more dynamic range at this point, and there are not only drums but also instrumentals, whereas in Start Over and Over I just have vocals and instrumentals and no beat or no drums whatsoever. So my intention here is that another track with drums would play on top of this. Now the third cue point for both songs is straightforward, and it's the same for both. It is the first beat of that first chorus or drop. And then same thing with the fourth cue point. It is the second chorus or second drop. It's the first beat of that second chorus or second drop. Now another pro tip here is if these two drops sound the same in the song, sound the exact same, like you could skip from one to the next and the crowd would never know, you can label both of these cue points, the third and fourth cue point, the same color. That way you know in your mind that you could create your own DJ edit on the fly and jump between the two cue points. So as you can see here in Start Over and Over, there's no drums in this outro section. So all of the drums, all the beats have been taken away. So at this point, there would need to be drums coming in with the song that is incoming. But on Nobody Else, I do have drum elements, so I could mix this with both a song that has drums in the intro or a song that has no drums in the intro, so you have a bit more flexibility. But in both cases, there are generally no vocals in this outro section, so this is a great mixing point. And then beyond that, as you can see, I have a loop cue point with an 8-beat loop where it's just instrumentals playing. I also have a red cue point which denotes another potential initial cue point, but it could also denote, as I said earlier, the backstop to when I want that song to come out. So it could be the end of the drop where I need, or the end of the chorus where I need that song to come out of the mix and the incoming song to come into the mix. And then another miscellaneous cue point that I use is again this blue cue point, and that is another potential mixing point where I can mix in another song at that section. In general, for me, the blue cue points denote a post drop or some sort of alternate phrase section, or maybe it denotes halfway between the last drop and the outro section, or it could be the start of a post drop, as I said. So you have a lot of flexibility here, but again, pay attention to color codes and pay attention to the overarching structure of your cue points, and as long as you understand the format, you can't go wrong. So there you have it. That's my method for establishing cue points. If you have questions, please leave in the comments below. If you like this content, like to see more, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.